Subtle is the perfect word to describe engaged to the unidentified. Have you ever watched a show that you thought was just borderline average, but then you start to notice tiny things about the show? Like things about the characters, the backdrops, the plot, and the show rewards you for noticing these tiny things. Engaged to the Unidentified does this in spades, but it doesn't make up for the faults that the show has. Engaged to the Unidentified centers around a high school student named Kobeni Yonomori. Forgive me if I pronounce that wrong. She finds out her late grandfather had set her up an arranged marriage with a young man named Hayuka Mitsumuni. Because of this arranged marriage, Hayuka and his little sister Mishiro move into the Yonomori residence, and wacky antics ensue while Kobeni has to cope with a childhood she can't remember and these new people in her life. That's as much as I can say about the plot. It has a great plot twist that I don't want to ruin. So that's why I didn't ruin it. I know not talking about the nitty-gritty of the plot of the show is a cop-out, but I honestly believe that the plot twist makes the show. It explains all little quirks in the show, from Hayuka's change of emotion without a change on his face, or to why he follows Kobeni everywhere. These minor things which get explained and makes the show a lot better. Since I brought up Hayuka, let's talk about the main characters of Mishiro, Kobeni, someone I didn't mention earlier, which is Kobeni's older sister, Benyo, and then Hayuka himself. I'm going to get this off my chest. I love these four characters. I love Kobeni because of her design and how down-to-earth she is. She doesn't want a lot of attention drawn to her, and she's curvy, and my favorite thing about that is that she's conscious about it. I love that. I love the fact that Kobeni was designed to have a curvy look, and she's conscious and embarrassed about this. It adds a real sense of realism to the character, and which makes her a fantastic lead. Mishiro is the youngest of the main cast of characters. She is loud, cute, witty, and young. The most important thing is the fact that they captured how young she is. She tries to be all mature and act older than she actually is, but she's still a kid. She's afraid of shows about the supernatural when older characters are talking about things that little kids just don't understand, like making out and stuff. It completely flies over her head. She doesn't know any better. And she's brutally honest like a little girl too. Her honesty is why certain characters figure things out. Kobeni was having a hard time telling Hayuka how she feels about him. She just butts in and tells him. She acts exactly like a child that's trying to be mature. Honestly, the other two characters don't have a lot going for them. Hayuka is just the strong, silent type, which he does get explained why he acts like that in a very cool and good way in the plot twist that I can't mention. And Benyo's comedy relief in a rom-com? Why a rom-com needs fucking comedy relief? You fucking got me! But when it comes to Benyo, she really only has two standout things about her. She's super popular and she's super smart at school, but when it comes to home, she has a very creepy obsession with her sister-in-law. Fuck, so close. When it comes to Benyo, her standout features are that she's super popular and super smart at school, but when it comes to her home life, she has a really weird obsession with her sister. Really weird, like really But the characters are easily the best thing about the show, and the interactions are absolutely amazing and heartfelt. That's what drives the show, are these great character interactions. But one of my biggest problems with the show is in the side character of Nico. Nico is utterly useless. All she does is seem to cause trouble for our main characters. I use the word trouble very loosely because she does nothing. She runs around the show being loud and annoying a few times. She runs up to Kobeni a few times. Then Kobeni just brushes her off in the next 30 seconds. Then you're left wondering, what was the point of it all? She does nothing for the show, and it really frustrates me because she could have been a great character, and how they set her up, she could have been a great plot device for some great character interactions. Missed opportunity. I hate that sort of. If you haven't noticed from the clips I've been showing, this show has a very unique color palette and shading, which visually makes the show stand out among other shows. Honestly, it took me a while to like the style. I thought the use of the constant white glares was unappealing, but it ended up being a style that I really liked. While on the subject of aesthetics, the music does its job. It doesn't really do anything interesting or different. It's good ambiance. A quick tidbit, because I forgot to mention this. That ending and opening, though, absolutely love them. The ending especially is super catchy, and it's great. Back to the review. But there is one thing that did throw me off about the show, which was surprisingly the humor. The humor sent mixed messages. Most of the time, the humor was spot on and perfect, but during the more serious parts of the show, I was engaged when people were keeping secrets from each other, learning about Kobeni's past, and learning about how Hayuka was part of her past. It gets so intense for Kobeni that she literally becomes sick and she can't do anything. You become concerned, you become invested. Then Benyo makes a few jokes about the emotional problem Kobeni's going through, and you're left feeling, the problem with this, it creates pacing problems. Do I take the show seriously or do I not? It sent those mixed messages. When I wanted to take the show seriously, the show didn't want to be taken seriously. But then why would they add this in? It creates inconsistencies which end up knocking it down a few points. But those negatives don't bring down the show enough for me not to praise it. The show has everything right, from characters to plot to animation to art. Enagaged is a fantastic show. Enagaged the Unidentified is a great addition to the rom-com genre and takes a unique twist on character archetypes. Just be ready for some pacing problems and comedy that's hit or miss. For other recommendations in this genre, I recommend Gekken Shoujo Nozaki-kun for an absolute riot of a show, or Nisekoi for an absolute adorable show with witty writing that Shaft is known for. Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and please leave a comment telling me how I can get better. I got stuff figured out and want to do more of this. I forgot how much fun this was. Alright, thanks again for watching.